the crowning of King Charles III. So I'm American, so I don't care. The only thing about this that is interesting to me is that historic institutions ought to be preserved in Western society as sort of a general rule. So it is a historic moment when Britain crowns a new king for the first time in, 80 years? I mean, it's been a long time, 70 years. Here's a little bit of the video of King Charles III being crowned as the 62nd British monarch.
God save the king! God save the king!
Now Charles is formally
in charge.
King Charles III crowned today as the 62nd British monarch.
I mean, he's not really in charge of anything, right? I mean, it's a ceremonial figurehead post, but I kind of like ceremonial figurehead posts.
Last time the world saw a
in fact,
celebration
the case for an American monarchy has actually gotten stronger, only in the sense that we already have a monarchy, we just elect him, and then he actually has power. So our elected monarch actually has power. Their monarch has no power. Their monarch just kind of sits around and spends a lot of their money and carries around really shiny objects. Like that guy's got an orb. So first of all, cool orb. Like the orb. He's also got a sword and a scepter, which is sweet. And he's got a bejeweled St. Edward's crown placed atop his head. Prince Harry was sidelined at the King Charles coronation, which is hilarious, and he deserves it because he's a jerk. According to the Wall Street Journal, Prince Harry sat several rows back in Westminster Abbey on Saturday, watching as his older brother, Prince William, knelt and pledged loyalty before his father, King Charles III. So first of all, it would be kind of awesome if there was actually like a royal infight, like the olden days. And it was actually like, if Prince William betrayed King Charles and tried to overthrow him, I'd be there for it. I think many of the members of the British nobility would be there for it as well. The moment halfway through the king's coronation was a striking image of a family disunited and a reminder of the differing paths the two royal brothers have taken in the last 3 years. So Prince Harry was relegated to the back row. Apparently, Meghan Markle did not show up. On Saturday, Prince Harry was in London for a whistle-stop tour without his wife, Meghan Markle. Both had been invited to the service, but Ms. Markle opted to stay in California with her children. Yeah, man, it's so awkward, and I kind of love it. The thing that I do hate, and it's really obnoxious, is this attempt now. It's like, now's an amazing time to talk about the history of British slavery. Is now an amazing time to talk about that? And also why? I just question. So Christiane Amanpour decided now is like an amazing time to talk about that, which is weird because Britain ended slavery literally throughout the world in the 1800s. So if it had not been for Britain, slavery would still be the rule rather than the exception across the world. So yes, did Britain engage in the slave trade? Sure. Did Britain do some real bad stuff in terms of its colonialism and imperialist policy? Sure. Also, would the world be developed in nearly the same way now if Britain had not been the dominant force on the globe from essentially the 18th century to the mid-20th century? The answer, of course, is no. But now we're supposed to talk about the evils of Great Britain. Again, Britain literally, because it ruled the seas, was able to stop the global slave trade, which, by the way, still continues in a lot of places in Africa and the Middle East, I should point out. Here is Christiane Amanpour, however, going after King Charles, who apparently is pro-slavery or something.
The idea of empire has become something that's not as wanted as it used to be, clearly for obvious reasons. And that whole colonial experiment, it has essentially evaporating, if not evaporated. This is really important to also talk about, the idea of reparations and other such things, which this king has said he's willing to entertain investigations into even the royal family's history of slavery and the like. And it's really important to talk about this.
Is it important? So it's important now to talk about the history. Let's talk about reparations. Reparations to whom? From whom? Every time we talk about reparations, nobody asks those two questions, from whom and to whom. It's just like out there. Bad stuff happened in the past. Let's pay some reparations. Okay, do we also have to talk about the fact that many of the countries that Britain actually colonialized are doing significantly better, economically speaking, than the neighbors that Britain did not colonialize? And that actually happens to be an economic fact on the ground in a lot of these places. So how exactly do you calculate that out? How does that become part of the calculus? We don't know. We simply do not know. Okay, time for a quick thing I like. So RichardDreyfuss, who I really enjoy as a performer, he was asked about the new rules from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, which is that you have to have basically diversity requirements for the Oscars. And RichardDreyfuss, that dude does not, he does not play. Here's RichardDreyfuss.
Starting in 2024, films will be required to meet new inclusion standards to be eligible for the Academy Awards for Best Picture. They'll have to have a certain percentage of actors or crew from underrepresented racial and ethnic groups. What do you think of these new inclusion standards for films?
They make me vomit.
Why?
Because this is an art form. It's also a form of commerce, and it makes money, but it's an art. And no one should be telling me as an artist that I have to give in to the latest, most current idea of what morality is. And what are we risking? Are we really risking hurting people's feelings?
Okay, yes to RichardDreyfuss here. First of all, you know RichardDreyfuss, he's like, you know what? F it, man. I'm just going to say what I think. And you know how you can tell? Because where he's wearing his glasses. That move where you wear your glasses like 1 inch from the end of your nose, that's the move where I just don't care anymore. I'm just going to let this thing fly. So good for RichardDreyfuss. Finally, somebody speaking out. Yeah, Steven Spielberg, too. So I guess that whole kind of generation is now like, you know what? You guys are ruining art. So could you stop the ruining of the art? I want to talk to you about Daily Wire's most trusted privacy partner and premier sponsor of the show, ExpressVPN. You've heard me talk about how important it is to have a VPN to protect your online privacy. Choosing a VPN you trust is equally as important. I only recommend brands to my listeners that I actually believe in and use. I can say with full confidence, ExpressVPN, it is, in fact, the best VPN on the market. I've been using it myself for years. ExpressVPN will not log your online activity. Lots of cheaper free VPNs make money by selling your data to advertisers, but ExpressVPN won't do this. They've even developed a trusted server that makes their VPN servers incapable of storing any data at all. ExpressVPN now uses Lightway, a new VPN protocol they engineered to make user speeds faster than ever. While other VPNs can sometimes slow your connection, ExpressVPN is always blazing fast. You can even stream videos in HD quality with zero buffering. The last thing that really sets up ExpressVPN, it's easy to use. It's really easy to use. One button to download, one button to activate, you're good to go. Protect yourself with the VPN I trust by visiting expressvpn.com/Ben today. That's EXPRESSVPN.com/Ben. My listeners will get an extra 3 months for free. That's expressvpn.com/Ben today. Go check them out right now. My team knows I need my Black Rifle coffee every single morning. Like I really, really need it. My daughter, the 3-year-old, she woke me up at 6 o'clock this morning. It was very cute. Also, I'm tired. I needed my Black Rifle coffee because Black Rifle coffee literally fuels the Daily Wire. Our office drinks about 40 pounds of their coffee every single week. If you haven't tried Black Rifle coffee yet, you should. A great place to start is their Complete the Mission Fuel Sampler. It gives you a taste of the entire spectrum of Black Rifle coffee flavor profiles, offering 4-ounce bags of the following roasts: the Silencer Smooth, AK-47 Espresso, Beyond Black, and Just Black. The only hard part will be picking a favorite amongst these classic roasts. Black Rifle Coffee is a veteran-founded coffee company operated by principled men and women who honor those who protect, defend, and support the country. With every purchase you make, they give back. Stop running out of coffee. Sign up for a Coffee Club subscription. Have Black Rifle coffee delivered directly to your door on a schedule. Coffee Club subscribers receive their high-quality coffee at lower prices with free shipping. Plus, they get early access to exclusive deals and prices as well. Head over to blackriflecoffee.com and use promo code Shapiro at checkout for 10% off your order. That's blackriflecoffee.com. Use promo code Shapiro, get 10% off. You can also find Black Rifle Coffee in grocery and convenience stores near you. Black Rifle Coffee is America's coffee. Joe Biden continues to just be awful at this. I mean, truly awful. So he's asked over the weekend about Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden may very well be indicted in the very near future, particularly over his gun crimes. I mean, he literally took a gun and threw it in a garbage bin. And you want to talk about mishandling guns? That would be high on the list. Joe Biden was asked about this. And Joe Biden was like, Hunter has never done anything wrong ever. He's the great. I love it.
Sir, there is something personal that's affecting you. Your son, while there's no ties to you, could be charged by your Department of Justice. How will that impact your presidency?
First of all, my son's done nothing wrong. I trust him. I have faith in him. And it impacts my presidency by making me feel proud of him.
It affects my presidency by making me feel proud of him. I have a question. What exactly about Hunter's behavior makes you proud of him? I'd love to know. Like, seriously, love to know. Now, I understand, if Joe Biden he's trying to be a good dad. Let's take the most kind of, the most friendly view of Joe Biden possible. He's trying to be a good dad who's making his derelict son feel better about himself. He doesn't want to rip on national TV. But what's the message that you're putting out generally? The message you're putting out generally is that you don't care that your son's a criminal. Your son is a criminal. Hunter Biden is a garbage heap. He is a flaming bag of hot trash. Between fathering children with strippers and doing cocaine off carpets what is it? Name a sin that Hunter Biden has not committed. It's very difficult to imagine them at this point, honestly. Stick around because we are going to be joined by Mark Morgan to talk about the immigration crisis at our southern border. If you're not a member, become a member. Use code Shapiro. Check out for 2 months free on all annual plans. Click that link in the description and join us.